Hello, I am Break the Rank, and this is Guess the Rank TFT, a series where I review your submitted games and try to guess your rank. So join me on this journey of highs and lows and self-discovery as we really dig into another game of TFT. I just wanted to start this episode by saying thank you so much for everyone who watched my first episode. You left such kind comments and some people even subscribed, and I really appreciate all of it. It means so much to me, and it's really inspired me to continue making these videos and try to make them as great as possible going forward. But getting into this game, I really had to go through the dregs of lol chess to try to find this one. So basically what I did was just cover up where you can see people's ranks and then just dig through until I found somebody who was in a game that had just started. And that's how we ended up here, following Spud Muffin Cakes. So this game, I've watched a little bit of it, and it'll be really interesting. We have something a little bit different, a comp that's not unusual, but the way it's played this game is going to be pretty unusual, I think. So looking at this first augment, we have Too Much Value, which I think is honestly generally pretty good. You can play like a lot of like 2-cost or 3-cost rerolls out of it. Spare Parts is okay if you have the units already, but it's whatever here is. Replication I'm not too excited about, especially in, this is Scuttle Puddle, so you're going to get a lot of items. We do also have Cooking Pot, which is it's fine if you have somebody that you want to buff with it early. And let's see what they end up picking here. I don't think, so another thing is here, like with Too Much Value, you get a little bit of extra gold. It's not as valuable in Scuttle Puddle, but it's still decent. They rolled over Golden Fleece there, which I think is really strong, but it makes sense since they don't really have any of the Golden Ox units yet. Patient Study is not that great. Pilfer, not good. So they do go with Cooking Pot. All right, so this should be really interesting. We have a early Darius here. And so I think there's like two sort of ways you could go with this. You could either do Twisted Fate or Fiddlesticks. You don't really have too many items for either of them. But if you lose streak early here, you could get Carousel Prio, probably try to figure out one of them. I think generally I would probably be leaning Twisted Fate even without any components for him, just because I feel like it's a stronger comp. Fiddlesticks tends to be like pretty reliant on artifacts, so whether that be like Sniper's Focus or Blighting Jewel. And a quick lobby scout here, we see a couple people playing Nitro, one person playing like Vagar reroll maybe, that person's just open, someone with Golden Ox. And then, not sure what that was, just like some tempo board, and then what looks like executioners potentially, so something like a Rengar. So yeah, going up here, we're just buffing the Darius, which I think is fine. And makes me, think again, yeah, this person's probably playing TF reroll. You just want to have like this really big Darius, try to buff him up as much as possible, have them be like your really like solo frontline. And yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're going here. We do have a potential Silas 2, but we choose not to put it in. We're just going to put in 3 Bruiser. I don't love that. I mean, if you're just playing for lose streak, it makes sense, and then this allows you to make gold. So I think, honestly, it's probably fine. One weird thing here is that we're trying to feed Alistar now. I'm not sure why we're doing this. Yeah, so the reason that you want to try to like feed like the same unit is just the amount of items you'll have in a game. So you generally just want like one like big 3-item tank that'll be able to soak up a bunch of damage and like do most of the stalling for your team. If you're spreading out the health, you're usually that means you're probably gonna end up with health on like units that don't have items and aren't gonna tank very hard. So it becomes not too useful. Here, I would really like to see, yeah, either like a bow or a rod picked up, but we actually go with belt. And I think the reason that this person is going with belt is that they want to make a bruiser spat, actually, which is fine, but it's certainly not my first pick. I mean, it makes sense. So I guess they are just playing Fiddlesticks here, and sure, that's okay. We don't have any copies of Fiddle, any copies of like the high cost bruiser, which is usually what I would want for it, but it's not the worst choice. I think if you want to play Fiddle, you want to make that bruiser spat, but I would personally prioritize like Archangels, because I'm pretty sure that unit just like isn't a unit without the Archangels. So we'll see. But then here again, we're buffing the Mundo instead now. So we've been moving around this golden, or what is it called? This tactician's cooking pot to all the pretty much every unit, giving like a 50 health here and there. So not really just like focusing on one unit, which is an interesting choice for sure. And now that I'm looking at it, I guess what they thought here was probably like, oh, I can get to 4 bruiser, which is decently strong, and that'll like be a little spike on my board. But 4 bruiser isn't really going to do anything here. Like, you have a bunch of unupgraded units, unupgraded backline, no real item slams, so you're not going to be able to really like win any fights here. On the bright side, we do take a 4 loss streak, which is good. We're actually going to make a bit of bonus gold going into neutrals here, and that should give us a good setup to start playing like this Fiddle comp, because for this comp you really want a lot of money. So you need to, ideally you want to hit like Gragas 3, Mord 3, and Fiddle 3, and that's going to be very expensive, but the fact that we're in Scuttle Puddle and that we do get to streak here a bit should help out with that a lot. Sorry about that. So we do hit the Mord here actually, which is good, but we're still kind of just like spreading this cooking pot around. I don't know if this guaranteed hits Mord, or if it's like a 50-50 between Mord and Darius. I think that's probably what it is. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. But I would think, yeah, like Mord is probably going to be your main tank for a lot of the game here. So I'd be trying to buff him. And I think that went to Mord. I can't really tell. I see him glowing a bit, but that might just be like his effect. Yeah. Oh, but it looks like, yeah, we're moving over Darius out of the way, guaranteeing the hits on Mord. So I think we're playing a little bit more reasonably now. Oh, but now we might be buffing Morgana. Oh no. Okay. I mean, tank Morgana, new tech. I'm down for it. We'll see. We're up against like a Fiddle, or what is it called? Shaco here. Shaco 2, double item with the Syndicate in, so we're almost certainly going to lose this. But this is fine. I think honestly, so what are we looking at? We're at around 68 HP going into stage 3, and we'll be able to probably just like lost streak until maybe like 3-5, go to 7, and then start rolling for our board and stabilize from there. Here, it's never lunch money. Like, your board is way too weak. Glass Cannon doesn't make sense in this comp because you don't really have backline units. I actually think Big Friend is really good here, just because it's bruisers, so you have a bunch of bonus HP. They re-roll the other two. Corrosion and Climb the Ladder are like kind of whatever. Climb the Ladder is probably decent, but I don't think it's that important. I think, yeah, just having a lot more stall with this Big Friend makes a lot of sense here. And quick lobby scout, we just see people playing Slayer, Techie reroll, it looks like maybe Golden Ox, and maybe an Anima squad board, another Golden Ox, and so yeah, we see that we're definitely not contested here. And oh yeah, I think this person that we're fighting right now is playing Rengar reroll. They got, what is it called? Rigged Shop, which is, in my opinion, a really good augment for 3-cost reroll. It just makes you hit so consistently. So this person will probably be pretty strong later on. But they're taking a lot of the 3 costs out of the pool, which will help us actually hitting a little bit earlier and help us spike a little bit faster, which is really good. Yeah, so we're super rich here. Got one more round until we get to the carousel. We do find a Fiddle, just like natural lit, and I think we can actually go 7 already. Not that it matters, like you might as well just pre-level here, wait to hit 7 so you're not wasting that extra 4 gold. And it looks like they do that, actually. I might be, talking a bit too much trash about this player. It looks like they know what they're doing for sure. They aren't like wasting gold. They're at least very cognizant of econ. The only thing is that their placement with Cooking Pot is a little sus. I'm wondering if maybe they just haven't played with this augment before, or aren't sure exactly like how it hits, or like maybe they just don't know that the value of getting all that HP on one unit. But we'll see. So for sure, here we need a rod. We need to get this Archangels on Fiddle. I think ideally, like, we have a GS actually as well, a Giant Slayer. So Archangel, GS, Bruiser Spat is probably pretty good. I think, like, GS is really good on Fiddle. Double Archangels is good, but it's not, like, necessary. So I think this will be good enough. And then here you can roll down probably until, like, Fiddle 2. Oh, we also just hit a Cho'Gath out of nowhere, which is amazing. Yeah, I would want to roll down to like Fiddle 2, maybe Mord 2 if we hit any units. and then just try to stabilize around that. We do roll a little bit slow here though, and so we're gonna be stuck on Fiddle 1 still. This board we're fighting does not look too strong though, but our Fiddle positioning might be like, yeah, it might not be good enough. I also just don't know if Fiddle 1 carries this hard enough. Yeah, it's really close, but yeah, if we had Fiddle 2 here, like this would be an easy win, save some HP. Oh, wait, we just win anyway. I don't know what I'm saying then. Yeah, I guess this Zaya kind of cooked. But we have Fiddle pair now, so for sure here, need to roll for at least like a Fiddle 2. Make sure we save as much HP as possible, because yeah, we're already at 50 going into stage 4. And if we can get a few round wins here, I think we're actually in a really good spot to at least top 4 this game, maybe better. Up here, we're up against Poppy 3 plus Veigar, and this guy looks pretty strong. Like this Veigar comp tends to be pretty good like early on. It definitely falls off later, but it just does so much damage here, especially when your team is like sort of clumped up. Yeah. But honestly, this might have been like another Fiddle 2 diff, so I would have liked to roll a bit more, but it is what it is. We're rolling here on neutrals. As long as we still make 50, that's totally fine. And would I hold this Renekton? I mean, you could play it over, like you have 7 Bruiser in right now, so that's not really doing anything. Just play it. I mean, it's a little bit of attack speed. It's not doing much, but I guess a 5 cost is a 5 cost. We do just hit some more Fiddles here, and we make 50, which is good. And we have a bunch of items, so I really like itemizing the Cho'Gath here, which it looks like they're doing. So far, like, aside from the cooking pot positioning, which has been interesting, this looks really solid. We need to definitely slam a few more items here. I don't know if we're slamming items on Renekton. Slammed 1. I'm not sure why, just like a random bow. But we have a lot of items still just sitting on our bench. It might not matter here. I think we're still just honestly like pretty strong. We have 6 Bruiser, Fiddle 2, Archangels. It does end up mattering actually. Yeah, if our Cho'Gath had like some items on him and lasted a little bit longer, it'd probably be fine. And so here we go, 4-2 augment. So climb the ladder. I honestly don't think this is bad here. I mean, it's not great. I mean, armor and MR I think is pretty valuable. The AP is not that valuable just because we already have Archangel. And the attack damage is worthless. Versus Finder Center backup. I don't really like Finder Center here because it makes it so your Fiddle is going to get targeted a lot earlier if you're putting him there, because I think that's the only unit you'd really want to put there. You could technically put Cho'Gath, but he's not getting that much value off the damage amp. And then backup is completely untakeable in this comp. We roll past, wait, what was that? We roll past the gold augments here. So we saw Overheal. Yeah, you don't really want that. Piercing Lotus is not great just because Fiddle already shreds. But it's not terrible either. Oh, no. Okay. So now we're cooking. Find your center Fiddle. Slam the BT on him. Oh man, alright. I got a few things to say about this. So let's start with the BT. So BT on Fiddle, I mean, they're frontlining it, so I guess it makes a little bit of sense. But he's already got built-in Omnivamp, plus he has the Omnivamp from Find Your Center. Or wait, does he get Omnivamp from Find Your Center? I don't think so, actually. But yeah, he already has a built-in Omnivamp. So I don't think BT is like that great. Like I'd rather just probably have more damage on him. Especially with the Bruiser spat on him already, just giving a bunch of HP. And then, oh, let me pause real quick here. And then he's just getting targeted a lot earlier, so it's putting him in danger. But then we have backup, and we literally have 0 units in the back. Like, even if we wanted to, like, well, we could do, like, what, the 3 guys on the left, plus Gragas in the back to get some attack speed on our team. But 1, the attack speed doesn't really do much, and 2, you're making your Fiddle even more vulnerable. So we basically have a dead augment here. So let's go through the teams. We see 7 Exotech, pretty strong board. Nitro reroll. This Veigar reroll, he does have Veigar 3 now. We have a Vayne reroll with Shaco as well. And then I'm not sure what this board is. They're cooking over here. And then we have Vexotech and a Golden Ox, 6 Golden Ox. So a few pretty strong boards here. But I still think, like, we honestly have a chance. Like, our board is not bad by any means. We want to get a 3rd item on the Cho'Gath and then hit like this Fiddle 3, and we're in a really good spot actually. I think we're sitting on 5 Fiddles. I don't know, that one on the right looks a little bit bigger, but maybe I'm just seeing things. Yeah, but the only problem is here, yeah, we're basically down an augment. Like, these 2 augments that we just took are not really doing anything. Here, I probably just want to belt. Get like a 3rd belt item on Cho. Glove, I think is okay. I mean, the thing is, like, this chain here is about to swap into something else, so we're not going to be able to slam Steadfast, which would have been like a pretty good Cho'Gath item. And yeah, now we just get a TG. I don't know if we're going to slam this TG. We just slam one of the gloves on Urgot. Okay, so they're just looking to get like a 3 item Urgot, it looks like, which is honestly fine. It's just like a little bit more damage on the board, but I would like to finish like our Cho'Gath items first, just to have like more frontline and not get our Fiddle killed instantly every fight. So going up against this board, which I think is pretty weak, I have honestly no idea what this person is playing. Maybe they're going for like a Dynamo, like MF Aurora type thing and just going fast 9, but they are almost dead. So yeah, good luck to the Freef boy. And here, yeah, so we are feeding our Cho'Gath now, which is actually really good. So at least we're only feeding 1 unit now. And then, oh yeah, this guy's board looks insane. He has Brand 2 on there as well, so that's kind of crazy. Holding 5 shows. Oh, there's Fiddle and Mord, so we're 1 off Fiddle 3, but rolling a little bit too slow. Yeah, I would have really liked to hit the Fiddle 3 here just because we're at 30 HP, so basically probably 3 lives. So losing any fight here is like really big and could cost you like a placement or 2. And it does look like we're gonna lose this one against like a pretty strong Slayer reroll board. So yeah, Fiddle 3 probably makes a diff in a lot of these fights, so would have liked to roll a little bit faster, but it is what it is. Here, yeah, so we're hoping to get a 3rd Fiddle, or Fiddle 3 plus a 3rd Cho item, and we're rolling on neutral, which is unusual. I think probably our player is just panicking here, and they're like, oh, I need to hit Fiddle 3, but they could have just waited 1 more round. Like, you're only rolling for 1 copy of 1 unit, so you're not like in a lot of pressure, and you actually just natural the Fiddle, so they just throw away like 12 gold, which is a little unfortunate, but I think maybe we can recover from it. We'll see what happens here. So we get a 3rd Cho'Gath item, Steadfast Heart. I think that's totally fine. Gives you some HP, gives you some DR, and yeah, I'm happy with that. And we are 2 off of Mord 3 as well, which actually spikes our board pretty hard too. But this Mord unit is pretty contested with like the Vex lines and the Exotech lines, so it's not like something you tend to want to roll super deep for. We also have this issue here where, yeah, our Fiddle just died super early, but it looks like Cho'Gath just carries us anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, we want to have like one of these like big tanks on the left, just so Fiddle is less likely to get destroyed early on. So maybe like, yeah, Mord over there on the left. And we are finally getting some backup value here. I don't know. I still don't love this positioning. It's not terrible though. Like, you're getting the backup value. At least maybe Urgot is benefiting off the attack speed. And because the way you're positioning, you know that your Fiddle is probably never getting targeted first unless someone is putting their carry directly across from him. And we end up taking out the 6 Golden Ox actually, which is a pretty strong board. So yeah, pretty happy with that. And we're 1 off Mord 3. And we're level 8. You might as well just roll to 0 every turn here. Like, you're 2 lives. I don't want to risk going down to 1 life and then just losing to like some random like high roll board. So I would be going for like this Mord 3s, just seeing if we can spike our board as hard as possible. But yeah, we're also running 7 Bruiser. I don't know if there's something better we could be running here. Doesn't really, I mean, 2 Executioner would be good, like getting a Vex on our board or something. Plus it gives everybody crit chance, which is not bad. We are going up against this Vexotech board. I think, oh, it's super close, but no, our Fiddle goes down here. And oh man, these fights are like so close. I think if we had like one real augment, we would be fine. And there's a gold champ dupe on carousel here. So Cho 3, maybe bail out. We pick up a spark, which is fine. So Fiddle's shred is 20%, spark gives 30%, so it's a little bit of effective damage on your board. And you could probably just like throw this on Gragas or something and be happy with it. I also just noticed that our Mord is probably eating half of our stacks now. We'd probably want that only on Cho, so Mord should probably be like one spot to the left. But yeah, oh, we're rolling down here. We see a Kabuko. Could put this over, yeah, Darius, that makes sense. Could have put it over like Mundo, but that's fine. This could be a little bit of extra CC on our board. And it looks like we are going for the Cho 3 dream rather than just making a Mord 3. We'll see if it pays off. It does not, I think. Yeah, so we are dead here, unfortunately. But to be fair, I don't think Mord 3 was winning that fight anyway. So yeah, that is our game. We have Spud Muffin Cakes going 5th after all of that. Pretty spicy. Interesting picks, something you've never really seen before for a Fiddle comp. And now we have to figure out what rank are they. So I'm questioning. They made the whole thing about like moving the cooking pot around makes me think they're probably like a little bit lower, just like maybe they don't have that understanding of like where that cooking pot should be going, but they did move it like later on in the game. The augment choice was like very questionable, but I don't know. I understood like why they wanted like Find Your Center. They're like, oh, it's like powers up by Fiddle. But I think overall, I'm gonna have to say that this player is probably it's either like high gold or low platinum, because I think it seems like they understand comps, like they understand the basics of the game, but some of the decision making is a little bit off. So let's see. Pull up their rank. So we are looking up Spud Muffin Cakes, I think. And so they're currently gold 2, I think. Wait, let's actually update this. So yeah, they're currently gold 2. They've only played 11 games this season, so not very many. And hopefully they played last season. Let's see. Oh my. They were Emerald 3? I caught. What? I did not expect that, honestly. Wow, I am super surprised. I thought the decision making was a little bit sus, but honestly, maybe it's just like they were distracted during this game, didn't really know. They might have just been dizzy, honestly. So totally fair. Yeah, I thought like they knew how to make comps. They knew like generally knew like where your items should go, but with that cooking pot and with that Find Your Center, they might have overcooked a little bit. So that is pretty crazy to see. Wow, I am so off. I need to lock in for the next one. If you're watching around the time this video came out, I'm streaming over on Twitch. I would love to have you come hang out while I climb. I try to keep it educational, talk about my decisions as much as possible, and just have fun with it. And otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any feedback you have on the videos. I would definitely like to know if there's an easier way for you guys to submit your own videos. Just make that as smooth as possible. I'm thinking about opening up like a Discord server for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And until next time, BTR out.